Hello, and yep, today apparently I'm going to check out the only Clove guide you'll ever need. As you guys know, I've been playing Clove a lot, so let's see if this Clove guide actually helps. It'll probably help, but yeah, let's see how much helps me. Man, I guess let's just get right into it.
Do you like to run it down in Valorant? Well, have I got the agent for you. Welcome to the world of Clove, the Scottish Valorant agent who might just secretly be the most overpowered agent in the game right now. You see, for most agents, after they kick the bucket, they can no longer get impact in the round. But for Clove, death is actually a huge part of what you do. Think of Clove as the best agent in the game to die. Well, it sounds counterintuitive. Their unique powers turn what is typically pretty bad into kind of an asset. This guide is going to show you how to leverage Clove's unique mechanics to make the most of them. We're going to tell you everything that you need to know about playing Clove, and then towards the end, we'll be breaking down a few rounds from one of the best controller players in the game who has been dominating with Clove recently in ranked. So stay tuned for that, and let's dive right in. Clove's ability Pick Me Up is a real game changer in heated matches. Once Clove secures a kill or an assist, they get an immediate boost of health and a significant increase in speed. The real gem here is the speed boost. Sure, the extra health is useful, but the speed is really what makes Clove so fun. Think of this as the time to make bold moves.
Basically free armor, I guess.
Any swing that you take will likely be much faster than the enemy is expecting, giving you a major upper hand in your duels. Take a look at this clip of Clove swinging the Deadlock player in U-Haul. Watch it in slow-mo how the
Isn't it as fast as like a brimstone, like steam beacon kind of?
Deadlock's crosshair is not prepared at all for this swing. They're desperately trying to drag their crosshair back to keep up with Clove's movement, but by that point, it's just too late. If you're just hanging back after getting that boost, you're not fully tapping into its potential. The effect doesn't last long, so the moment that you get that speed, it's time to push forward and engage. Finally, on Pick Me Up,
I'll push it maybe buffer to like 15, but
they just don't know when and when not to use it. Don't get us wrong, you only get one use per round, so you do want to think about it a little bit. Don't just use it after every kill, even if you get low from that fight, because you might not take another fight within the next few seconds if that player was separated from their teammates.
True, if you know someone's going to swing you, you can use it.
A kill or an assist. So if you're in a 2v2, for example, and you land a kill, that is your last chance to use it for the rest of the round, so you might as well. Moving on to Clove's second ability, Metal. We've got 3 big tips.
I think it's like really good, like, for example, like if you're going to get traded out, like let's say, you know, like you shoot someone and then you hear someone coming up to, you know, trade you, you can just pop it and then you can like basically re-swing, counter swing. Yes, you can counter swing them basically
using this ability. Tip number 1 is combo it with teammates. One of the best strategies to maximize Metal's impact is to synchronize it with your teammates' abilities. When you combine Metal's decay effect with Raze's paint shells, Sova's shock darts, or even a flash to fight for space.
Okay, actually I think you know what's the best? If like you scan someone and then after that they still go in. Okay, basically you can use Fate C with this and the paint shell. So C, this paint shell together. C first, this one after that, and then after that together with the paint shell. Boom! Instant kill. You can probably get an ace with that actually.
You create a deadly setup that could instantly kill the enemy team. Tip number 2 is use this ability in choke points. Using Metal effectively means knowing when and where to deploy it. A perfect scenario is when enemies are trying to rush through a choke point. Check out this insane 4K I got using Metal during one of our in-houses in the Skill Cap Discord, which you guys should totally join, by the way. They're all pushing through the door on Pearl on an eco, so Metal literally puts them all on 1 HP. It took 1 bullet for each person. I know, it's an eco, but still, this ability is not something you want to rush through. Tip number 3 is use this to fight for space at the start of a round. At the very start of a round, simply throwing Metal at the spawn barrier can deter the enemy from playing too aggressively. This is especially good on defense to stop the attackers from running it down every round, since if you get 1 or 2 kills off of this, they'll likely think twice about rushing in the future. Finally, what makes Clove a controller, of course, is their ability Ruse. You're equipped with 2 smokes each round, but note that these fade just slightly faster than other controllers. Other than that, I mean, what's to say? They're smokes. Not to downplay how strong smokes are, but they function more or less the same as all other smokes. Did you know that there's tons of different types of smokes that you can place, though? We can't cover them all here, but if you're really looking to master controller, I recommend checking out our Clove course over at Skill Cap. I cover it a lot more in depth there. What sets Ruse apart from other controllers, though, is its unique after-death quality. If Clove gets taken out, you could still deploy smokes around your last location. This sounds like it's just a cool thing, but it's actually secretly pretty busted.
Especially if you're hard pushing
the strongest pieces of utility in the game, and this means that your team will essentially
you can get like 4 to 5
you
smokes
can smoke
basically.
the spike during a retake for your team, or just provide cover on a site hold. However, since you can only use it around where you died, this also means that Clove isn't really ideal as a lurker since it risks missing out on a lot of value. Instead, you want to normally play with your team, and especially entry when your ultimate is available. Wait a minute, what's her ultimate do again? Clove's ultimate ability, Not Dead Yet, lets you come back to life. Yeah, I guess that's kind of implied in the name. When you use this ability, you have a short window to secure a kill or a damaging assist. If you succeed, you remain alive. If you fail, you'll find yourself back in the afterlife. To make the most of Not Dead Yet, coordination with your team is pretty important. Again, it doesn't make sense to lurk because if you res alone, you'll likely just get run down.
Basically, she's a hot swinger, I guess.
To cover you as you're resurrecting, ensuring that you can safely respawn.
Yeah, I would say so. So they don't chase you down. And just about you pull out your weapon, you know you die.
Volatility?
Kind of.
You should think of.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, yeah, it seems pretty OP. But yeah, gotta put some work into her, and yeah.
Frontlining and maintaining momentum in a team push, allowing you to, if you die, jump back into the action and continue the assault without really missing a beat. Strategically, Not Dead Yet is designed for aggressive and frontline plays. It's a free life, so if you're baiting your teammates with it available, you're kind of trolling. It's okay to play a little safer on other rounds, but if your ultimate is up, you should be fighting. Come to think of it though, for some of you that might sound kind of scary. Maybe you aren't really the fighting type, but you still really like Clove's aesthetic and want to give them a shot. Well, the good news is anyone is capable of achieving good aim. 15 years ago, a lot of people thought aim was just a genetics thing, but that's been pretty debunked. There are correct things to be doing when you're aiming and incorrect things that every player should be practicing. That's exactly what we cover in our hour-long Aim God Masterclass over at SkillCapped, where we teach you everything you need to know about aiming so that you can stop looking like this and start looking like this. Listen, I'm not going to turn you into tens, but we can get your aim to an immortal level so you can start competing against some of the best players in the game. And the best part is we'll do it for pretty cheap. Some coaches out there are charging literally 4 figures just to get you out of bronze.
It doesn't want that. It's more of like
all that you need right here. And the best part is we offer a rank improvement guarantee. So if you don't climb, you don't pay. Check it out using the link below for a discount.
I think Valorant different from CS is that CS you can do more of like a one tap and spray game, but in Valorant it's more like burst and like short sprays, kind of.
And other than that, let's take a look at our pro player for today.
Around like the 2 to like, I would say 7 to 10 bullet mark is where you want to go.
Xander is an insanely talented controller player, currently ranked number 7 on the North American ladder. He's been abusing Clove in his matches every day since their release, and is one of the best controller players that we can look at. We're just going to take a look at a couple of rounds where we can showcase key tactics to abuse when playing Clove.
He's drinking
for starters,
tea from a
let's
cup.
take a look at this one way that he places on
That's a
lows.
tea drinker,
One ways
I
are
guess.
great smokes, all
Or maybe
controller
that's
players
water
should be
or
taking advantage
coffee.
of, and you can see Xander placing smokes like this.
Can't imagine
pretty
that was
much
Mountain
every
Dew.
map. What's really helpful is that his team is also running a Viper, so even though he's playing towards C-site,
I guess short smokes kind of help cause you can like make one ways and then after that they fade away after quite a short amount of time.
team will still have smokes available if they go A. Generally, as Clove, you'll want to play a more central position if you're the solo controller, but in this case, it frees him up to play a bit more for himself. No kills off of this one way, but you'll see shortly after he rotates over towards A, holding for a B lurk while making his way into secret. From here, he starts to get pinched though, picks up 1 kill, and he dies. This is where Clove's ultimate can come in clutch though. Xander is able to respawn and use his invulnerability period to run towards his teammates on A for help. Notice how when he's ulting, he looks for his nearest teammates to protect him and basically baits his opponents as they look to trade out the res. When ulting, you really want to get creative with your repositions. For example, take a look at this 6 hit here. Now, I'm not going to lie, this clip doesn't really showcase Clove's kit all too well, but it does showcase a good reposition with his ultimate. This way, if Jet wants to trade him out, she has to swing wide in front of Heaven where his teammate is. This reposition literally gives him just enough time to pull out his gun and deal with the Jet just in time before he gets pushed from the remaining 2 players in main. Remember, as long as your teammates are nearby, it's very likely that you can get value out of your ultimate. Just the threat of you coming back to life will often bait enemies into pushing you, allowing for your teammates to pick up a free kill as you get chased. Now, as far as Clove's kit goes, the thing that you really
if more than one, you can
is
just like
the movement speed from pick me up. This is the bread and butter of taking fights as Clove. While it's active, your swings are incredibly deadly, so you want to take advantage of it. It will top you up to full health as well and make you super fast. Basically, any 1v1 that you take, you will have the advantage in. That's why you'll see in this clip, Xander quickly sprints up onto the Viper orb and swings out, catching the enemy Sage off guard. She's just standing out in the open, not expecting him to be able to close the gap this quickly. You can catch timings with this movement speed that people just aren't prepared for by moving
Yeah, it's
fast.
the ability out.
Utilizing this tactic, Xander picks up a third kill in this round, and then, due to an insane flash from his sky, he ends up going down. This movement speed really is crazy.
Insane flash from
Here's
Sky.
another example.
Yeah.
Take a look at how Xander gets a spam kill off and pops pick me up. He walks out to just a crazy off angle near market, and take note of how he's constantly staying on the move. After landing the Sage kill, he immediately swings out super wide to an angle that Killjoy just isn't expecting him to be able to trade. And then, once again, after landing the kill onto Killjoy, he's on the move again. He's taking advantage of dead zoning and never really standing completely still. It's hard to hit Clove when they're boosted like this, and you
True.
can see it here. Here's a round where you can see some more of Clove's kick coming.
Especially when people are strafing
Xander drops
fast,
the
it's hard
smoke
to
on
hit them.
Catwalk to start the round and swings mid off of Sova's recon. Notice how Xander is playing this pretty aggressively, leading the way for his team because he knows if he goes down, he can still smoke. Dropping a smoke deeper in mid, Xander walks up slowly and then picks off Sova and Pizza for his first kill. Key thing to note here, notice how he doesn't pop pick me up off of this first kill because there's no immediate fights that he should be taking right now. Market door is still shut and he's not exactly about to just book it into spawn off of this pick. So he lets this window expire and then in the meantime destroys the market door to apply pressure towards B. Now as the enemy team starts to collapse on mid in an attempt to res Sova, Xander places down another mid smoke and looks to spam the enemy Sage through it. Using his metal in the smoke, it buys him time for a reload. Now though, it's time for the good stuff.
True.
Xander picks up his first two kills pretty handedly. He catches the Killjoy trying to push through the smoke and then lands a shot onto Sage as she swings for the trade. Only now does Xander activate pick me up though, as he knows Sova was just rezzed in pizza and is likely about to swing. To take advantage of this the most, you'll see Xander repositions even closer towards the wall in front of him and waits for his teammate to take contact first. Then, off of his teammate's contact behind him, Xander swings out wide from the corner and lands his fourth kill in the round. Finally, with his heal and movement speed still active, Xander looks for his final fight towards Catwalk, landing the ace and winning his team the round. As you can see, Clove is all about gunplay, and he takes advantage of Clove's simple yet powerful kit to give himself an upper hand in every engagement. Finally, let's take a look at our last round just to see what it really looks like to entry as Clove. Listen, sometimes you're not going to get 5 kills in the round. Sometimes you're just going to push in and get traded, but that can still provide an insane amount of value. Take a look at this. Xander starts the round by pushing A on Lotus. He has his ultimate available, and it's the last round of the half, so he's looking to play very aggressive. He swings out wide and goes 1 for 1. Not so special. Or is it? After falling, Xander immediately pops his ultimate and continues to push forward. Normally, it would be risky to just run up like this, pushing through smokes, but if he tries to wait them out, he's just going to die again. So Xander takes all of the risk for his team, making it so they can just easily follow him up. Pushing onto site, he runs into the enemy, raises rocket, and tanks the full blast for his team. So what? He only got 1 kill in this clip. What's so special? Well, it's not just the kill that's important. He also took an insane amount of space and tanked the raises rocket for his team. If he wasn't there,
basically he wasted the raises rocket.
Shortly after
Plus he got
dying
a
to this
kill, that's
rocket,
pretty
his
cool.
team was able to push tree and take out the raise, but that's not even all. Don't forget, after dying, he was able to place down smokes as well. Notice how he drops this smoke in heaven, and then instantly afterwards, almost like clockwork, the enemy Viper drops out of the smoke and completely misses his teammate backside. Off the back of this entry, his team was able to convert in a 1v1 and make it a 7-5 half, which is super awesome. While there are flashier clips that we can take a look at, I just wanted to showcase this one so that you can see as Clove, especially when you have your ultimate available, you're the front line for your team. Peek that operator so that someone else doesn't have to. Tank the Raze ultimate to set up an easy trade. Get your team onto site and then win the round with a few good smokes afterwards. That's how you play Clove.
True.
Alright though guys, before we wrap this up, let me tell you a little bit more about skill cap. So we offer a 5-division rank up guarantee, and we think that is a pretty crazy thing to offer. It's like a gym membership guaranteeing you'll get ripped. Your local gym would go bust if they offered you that. Or just immediately just like yourself. So, in the next one.
Alright, yeah, I guess I'm now probably gonna be playing Clove much better. Yeah, you guys probably have to stick to the gameplay in the future and see if this video helped me. Right? Yep. And hopefully it does. Stay tuned. Alright, people. Stay tuned.